Hey everybody, good evening, late evening. And to start off, I want to talk about 50 Cent. Says how he is so disappointed in how the political people in Shreveport are responding to him making donations to 9 different nonprofits. It feels negative. Maybe I just don't do that again. Nobody's gonna let you tell them what to do with their money. And then he puts what the F on his site. So per the Jasmine brand, he talks about how disappointed he is and yada yada. And 50 Cent has never had a problem calling out anyone, Shreveport politicians included. The media mogul recently shared a post sharing saying he's disappointed in how political people in Shreveport are responding to me making donations to 9 different nonprofits. As previously reported, 50 is in the process of building a massive entertainment hub in Louisiana. He's finished building that and he's bought all the parking lots around that building. Um, to go on, an economic impact study reportedly found that the project could generate around $18.8 billion and support more than 6,000 jobs in the state over the next 20 years. The only job that's going to support in that surrounding areas is the casino. I still have family there. So as of right now, nothing's being generated. Despite the anticipation and excitement surrounding the development, it seems some aren't embracing his efforts in this post. And he said that the alleged treatment feels negative, adding, "Nobody's gonna tell you what to do with your money." So I wonder who he's talking about. I like I say, I talk to family regularly, and I haven't heard anything about him being on the news, and I will stay in close contact pertaining to that. And I will try to Google anything that was on their news site about who he's particularly talking about when it comes to politicians. Because, like I said, I was there recently, and honestly, we haven't heard anything that he's done as far as for the Shreveport community. The simple fact that he's complaining about how political Shreveport is, sir, that is a red state. If you really want to talk to somebody, well, you can't talk to Mike Johnson is one of the representatives, but he could give a care less of what you have to say, other than how much of donations he can get out of you. So you are affiliating with the wrong people when it comes to that state, and that burden falls on you because I don't know if you thought because you coming here was gonna do something or make something better than it was. It's not. People are still losing jobs. The unemployment is still going on the up and up there. And like I said, the businesses surrounding his business, they complain because he made it hard for them to park in their parking lot. Like I think they said he shut down a big portion surrounding area of downtown Shreveport, and people couldn't even park to go to work or school in that area. That's schools and there are businesses around the area. So he created a bit of a problem for the people that have a staple there to where they couldn't do what they do normally on a regular day. Like I said, what I'm gonna do is I am going to try and ride out there one day. I thought the project was finished already, honestly. They actually had cut the ribbon already on it, and it's already open. And I don't hear of him signing any local rappers or anybody talking about how they're benefiting from the studio having open. So yeah, maybe we should get more intel on that because his business is definitely opening. It's open. It's not benefiting Shreveport. So I'm gonna move on from that. Next is I wanted to finish, well, kind of not, well, yeah, finish a story that I was doing on a situation with Chili, but at the same time, I wanted to talk about her now husband. I did not know she was married to the baby brother Lawrence. I know they were dating, but I did not know they were married. So make sure I got everything up though first. Yeah, let's pull it up here. And this is the husband. I forget his name. I just know he's the Lawrence, the baby brother of the bunch. And I had a question about, you know, did he did he make the decisions that she made as far as who she voted for and who she donated to? And yeah, he did. As you can see here, he definitely donated, and you best rest assured that he voted for him as well. They both did this. I think hers was in 2020. He did this before she did. So I almost feel like they definitely had a conversation about it and made up in their minds that that's what they were going to do as a couple. And another thing that I saw was Chili doesn't really like her skin that she's in, apparently, because it says here that she faced backlash after correcting a fan who called her chocolate. It says it said chocolate without a tan. And she came back and was like, I'm caramel. So to me, that was kind of weird because that says a lot about you being proud of who you are as a black woman and that you really don't like who you are at the end of the day. And for you to have to correct somebody when you are black, you used to brag about being Indian, and that's going to bring me to my next video. That was just one of her things to talk about. That she's Indian, she got the Indian hair, and this is me, and this is we, and just a whole lot of bragging going on. But not before I play this for you that's circulating the internet. Let's see. Hold on. I hope this is the video. Let's see.
Jackass in the history of politics.
Yeah.
You guys are about to nominate the biggest jackass in the history of politics. Straight up, period.
I think you're really gonna win.
This is an all hip hop exclusive.
My group member voted for him.
Well, there you go with T-Boss verifying, our girl definitely voted for him. And I mean, like I said yesterday in the video, you don't have to pretend to be or pretend to like a thing if that's who you are at the end of the day. I even said too that I don't care if you left, right, up, down, and back again. Just don't infiltrate somebody that you're not. Don't say that you're about a thing. Don't say that you the songs that you made basically was a movement. And it was based from their music. Safe sex, black women, rock, and all this other stuff. And I mean, I'm still just confused about it all. I'm so confused about it all. Just fake representation. And then another thing is they don't even live together as a couple. It says that Chili and actor Matthew still going strong despite being long distance. So it's like, Y'all, if somebody don't like somebody, or either that's just the new norm, but at the same time, y'all not stand with each other for a reason. And for you to have made the decision that you made, voted for who you voted for, he did what he needed to do and he moved on. And y'all are together, but not really together. This is like a very weird relationship to me. And it's not making sense, but they're nevertheless they're together and they're a couple. But let me play this video of what somebody said about Native Americans that children need to hear.
Americans today are birthright citizens under your test and under your friend's test?
I think so. I mean, obviously they've been granted citizenship by statute.
Put aside the statute. Do you think they're birthright citizens?
No, I think the clear understanding that everybody agrees in the congressional debates is that the children of tribal Indians are not birthright citizens.
I understand that's what they said, but your test is the domicile of the parents, and that would be the test you'd have us apply today, right?
Yes, yes. So if a tribal Indian, for example, gives up allegiance to...
Born today, birthright citizens.
I think so on our test, yeah. If they're lawfully domiciled here.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I have to think that through. But
So you see, I mean, they are trying everything to even make Indians that were the first to in this country. They're trying to debate whether or not they even belong here. And this is half of who you are, Chili. Which means, I mean, your voter rights could be in danger, but I don't think you would care because it's either to vote for or not to vote. I don't think it would matter to you. So moving along, in this next post, at a convention, or this was at a theater in Chicago, where somebody went into the women's bathroom, looked like they used lipstick on the window of the theater that's run by Black women. The incident happened during the run of a play about Black matriarch and her family. And so they're still looking for the person that did this. But this happened like a day or two ago. And somebody wrote it on the mirror as a message. So I'm going to say to Black women to make sure that you have your permit to carry and that you are always ready, because people are still on that. And we are still under threat as well as a threat. Next video I'm going to go to is trigger warning. It has to do with trafficking. So trigger warning.
Attorneys behind the suit held a news conference in Houston today outlining the allegations against major hotel chains.
The question isn't whether sex trafficking happens in hotels, because it does. The question is whether hotels will choose to see it, do something about it, and stop it. And clearly, a lot of these hotels and motels will not. So today, we will.
The plaintiff in the lawsuit is listed as Jane Doe. She says she was often beaten and forced to engage in sex acts more than 10 times a day.
But you know who else is participating in that? Blue-collar workers. The guys that work for the railroad, the oil companies, all these big businesses, companies, and they participate in this. And I can't wait to see how that goes. So they literally are announcing a federal lawsuit in Houston, Texas. Now, I only had half of this. I tried to go back and find how I cut it, and I could not find the rest of my posting, and I'm so ticked off, because that would have been so important to read to you all. And she's 17 years old. So she said it happened at the Wyndham Hotels and Resorts. and this happened in Houston, Texas. And man, I wish I had the rest of that to read to you guys. But yeah, this happened to a 17-year-old, and she is standing up, speaking out, and making sure this doesn't happen to anybody else. She was beaten and forced into being with people so somebody could make money off of her body.
Infuriating. It was just so amazing that people could think that that was okay to do that. And this was coming from an educator.
11th graders received this message on their Google Classroom from a guidance counselor at Belleville High. It reads, "Looking for service hours. Come help us at the ICE detention facility."
Oh, so this is about when ICE was trying to recruit high school students to work for them. And I think they was trying to get them to work at like one of the detainee buildings.
Pastor Jennifer De Los Angeles, who has children in the district, says even teachers reached out to parents, outraged themselves as their students voiced concerns.
The kids are like, what am I supposed to do with this? I feel some kind of way. Then you have other kids who are children of immigrants who already have a lot of fears.
The Post calls for kids to do work at Delaney Hall Detention Center in Newark, where politicians and families of detainees have complained about harsh conditions. At a Belleville School Board meeting last night, Superintendent Dr. Eric Alfonso was asked what kids were being asked to do there.
The volunteer opportunity was to make sandwiches and food for detainees at the site to support them.
You want to bring minors into a detention center where people die. Like people die, people are raped, people are abused, the conditions are unsanitary.
Dr. Alfonso laid blame for the Post squarely on the guidance counselor. He sent letters home to parents saying the district did not support the move.
This message was not authorized, and it was not aligned to the district expectations or protocols. Once identified, the situation was immediately addressed promptly at the school level.
Pastor De Los Angeles says for her family and many others, this is not over. That parents want to make sure the district's values aligned with serving a very diverse student population.
I understand people make mistakes. It was a severe lapse in judgment on behalf of this school counselor. From what I hear, she has a good reputation with people, with students in the school, even some parents. But even still, you have to be held accountable.
In Belleville, Tony Yates, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
But why even send that out? That makes no sense. She should be reading before she hits the send button. Like, that affected those kids, especially the immigrant ones, to where they had to read that and then see that, thinking that somebody was coming for them. Yeah, she should be held accountable, because we don't know if that was on purpose or not. That was a dumb thing to do. Very dumb. I don't feel sorry for her at all. Next video.
I'm the Southeast Network Executive Director at the Boys and Girls Clubs of King County.
Marty Jackson was trusted by Seattle leaders. She routinely appeared on TV as her organization, the Southeast Network, won lucrative contracts to provide violence interruption in Seattle schools.
Part of these connections help us to build a safety net that allow for kids not to fall through the cracks or to feel outcasted in their communities.
She also provided community safe spaces, one of which was the target of a mass shooting in 2023.
The overwhelming response we got from the community, especially from our young people, asking us and telling us you have to go back.
But federal charges allege she was laundering money on behalf of her son, Marquise Jackson, and her husband, Mandel, who prosecutors say were the leaders of a nationwide fentanyl trafficking ring. Now, investigators have charged 23 people as part of the conspiracy. And after a year and a half, the first defendant, Michael Young, has pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 7 years in prison. Documents from his sentencing gave more insight into the federal investigation, including that the Jackson Drug Trafficking Organization would use couriers to drop off ghost bags at the airport and ship drugs in protein containers and transport drugs using hollowed-out vehicle tires. Prosecutors have tied them to nearly 1 million individual pills, as well as kilos of fentanyl powder, cocaine, meth, guns, and cash. Prosecutors say the group unquestionably led to overdose and death.
Baby, y'all finna go to jail for a long time. Sayonara. I mean, you're supposed to be a leader of the community, and this is what you're doing along with your boyfriend and your sons. Wow. Shocking. You can't even trust people from the community. to do right, nonprofit leader who is a queen of the South. Girl, they gonna put you under the jail. I mean, this is crazy. The way they got all you doing all that, wasting people's time, acting like you care about the community. And just like we have to hold the men accountable, we gonna definitely hold the ladies accountable. You deserve everything you get because you brought your own child into this lifestyle and you ruined him and poisoned him into your mindset. And now both of you are gonna go to jail together. Except y'all won't see each other for a very long time. And nobody feels sorry for you. So, girl, that's crazy. But that is all for the videos for today. It was just a little couple of some hot topics and some conversations on different topics. Let me know what you think below. Hype up this video. Like and subscribe. Also, give me some love. Show me some love. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.